The safe was hidden behind a panel of fake wall in the back of his closet, behind his expensive suits, and the shoeboxes full of memories I thought we shared. I found it by accident on a Sunday afternoon when he was supposed to be at golf. Our daughter was napping, the house was quiet, and I was searching for a missing earring. My hand brushed against the panel, and it shifted. Behind it was a steel door, a digital keypad, and a lock I didn't recognize. I stared at it for a long time, my heart pounding, my mind racing through possibilities. Business documents, family heirlooms, something he wanted to surprise me with. I told myself it was nothing. I was wrong. My name is Priscilla Vance, and until that afternoon, I thought my marriage was ordinary. Not perfect, but ordinary. The kind of ordinary you see in commercials: a handsome husband, two beautiful children, a house with a backyard and a swing set. Julian was a financial advisor, trusted by dozens of families, respected in our community. I was a part-time event planner, full-time mother, the woman who made sure birthdays were remembered and holidays were magical. We had been married for 14 years. I thought I knew him. I thought I knew everything. I didn't confront him that night. I couldn't. I needed to know what was inside that safe before I said a word. So I watched him. I studied his habits, his passwords, the way he tapped his fingers when he was thinking. It took me 3 weeks to guess the code. Our daughter's birthday, reversed. He wasn't creative with numbers. He never was. The safe opened with a soft click that sounded like a door slamming on my past. Inside were things I never expected. Stacks of cash, bundled in bank bands, totaling over $200,000. A passport with his photo, but a different name. A deed to a property I had never seen. And a letter dated 5 years ago from a woman named Helena. She called him my love and signed it yours forever. I sat on the floor of his closet, surrounded by his secrets, and I did not cry. I felt something colder, something sharper. The slow, terrible understanding that the man I had shared my life with was a stranger who had been living a double life while I folded his laundry and kissed his cheek and believed his lies. I took photos of everything, then I put it all back, exactly as I had found it. The next morning, I called a lawyer. Not a divorce lawyer, someone else. A woman named Helena who specialized in financial forensics. She was expensive, but I had access to our joint accounts, and I no longer cared about the cost. I needed to know who my husband really was. The investigation took 6 months. 6 months of pretending. 6 months of smiling at dinner, of making love, of tucking our children into bed while he scrolled through his phone. 6 months of watching him leave for business trips that took him to the city where Helena lived. 6 months of gathering evidence, building a case, preparing for the moment when I would finally speak. Helena discovered that Julian had been running a Ponzi scheme for over a decade. He had stolen millions from his clients, elderly couples, young families, people who trusted him with their retirement savings. The safe in the closet was just the tip of the iceberg. He had hidden accounts in the Caymans, properties under false names, a whole other life that I had never seen. He also had another family. Helena had 2 children, both young, both calling him daddy. He visited them on his business trips. He celebrated birthdays there. He was living a lie so complete that I wondered if he even knew who he really was. I sat with Helena in her office, staring at the evidence, and I felt something I had not felt in months. Not rage, not grief, clarity. I knew what I had to do. That night, I confronted him. I waited until the children were asleep, then I sat him down at the kitchen table. I placed the photos, the bank statements, the letter from Helena in front of him. His face went pale. His hands began to shake. I know everything, Julian, I said. The money, the lies, the other family. I have enough evidence to send you to prison for the rest of your life, but I'm giving you a choice. I told him his options. He could confess to the authorities, return every penny he had stolen, and sign over everything we owned to me. He could agree to a divorce that gave me full custody of our children and a settlement that would keep us secure. Or I could release the evidence to the FBI, the SEC, and every news outlet in the country. He chose to confess. The next morning, He walked into the FBI field office and told them everything. He was arrested that afternoon. The news spread quickly. Our neighbors, our friends, our community, all of them learned the truth. Some were kind, most were not. I stopped answering the phone. I stopped checking social media. I focused on my children, on keeping their world as stable as I could. The trial was a media circus. I didn't attend. I didn't need to. I had given my testimony, provided my evidence, done my part. Julian was convicted on multiple counts of fraud and sentenced to 15 years in federal prison. His other family disappeared, as if they had never existed. Helena, I heard, moved to another state and changed her name. I kept the house, I kept the children, I kept the safe, empty now, a hollow monument to the man I had married. Sometimes, late at night, I open it and stare into the darkness. I don't know what I'm looking for. Closure, maybe, or just proof that it was real. The safe in the closet taught me something I will never forget. The people we trust most are often the ones hiding the darkest secrets. But secrets have a way of surfacing, and when they do, we have a choice. We can let them destroy us, or we can use them to build something new. I chose to build. The months after Julian's arrest were a blur of legal proceedings, media inquiries, and the slow, painful work of rebuilding. My children, ages 6 and 9, didn't understand why their father wasn't coming home. I told them the truth in words they could grasp. Daddy made bad choices, and now he has to face the consequences. They cried. I held them. We cried together. Then we got up and kept living. The house felt different without him. Quieter, lighter in some ways. I no longer had to pretend. I no longer had to wonder where he was or who he was with. The safe in the closet was empty now, its contents seized as evidence. But the space it occupied remained, a physical reminder of the lies that had filled our home. I threw myself into work. My event planning business had been small before, a side hustle to supplement Julian's income. Now it was my lifeline. I took every client, every job, no matter how small. I worked nights, weekends, holidays. I built a reputation for reliability and grace, for showing up even when I was falling apart inside. Within a year, I had tripled my revenue. I didn't need Julian's money. I didn't need anything from him except to stay away. He didn't stay away, of course. He wrote letters from prison, long rambling apologies filled with excuses and justifications. He blamed his upbringing, his stress, his desire to give us a better life. I read the first few, then stopped. The words were empty. The man who wrote them was a stranger. I focused on the children. Therapy helped, routine helped, time helped. Slowly, they began to heal. They stopped asking when Daddy was coming home. They stopped waiting by the window. They found joy in small things. A new puppy, a weekend trip to the beach, a bedtime story read in silly voices. I watched them laugh and felt something I had not felt in months: hope. The financial restitution from Julian's case trickled in over the next 2 years. Pennies on the dollar, but enough to pay off the debts he had hidden from me. I used the rest to start a college fund for the children, one he could never touch. I also started a small scholarship in my name for single mothers pursuing education. It wasn't much, but it was mine. It was proof that something good could come from something terrible. 2 years after Julian's arrest, I received a letter from Helena. She had moved across the country, changed her name, started over. She wrote that she was sorry. Sorry for the affair, sorry for the lies, sorry for the role she had played in destroying my marriage. She wrote that Julian had told her I was abusive, that I had abandoned him, that he was a victim. She wrote that she believed him because she wanted to believe him. She wrote that she was in therapy now, trying to understand why she had let herself become the other woman. I read the letter 3 times. Then I wrote back. A single sentence. I forgive you. Not because you deserve it, because I deserve peace. I never heard from her again. Today, my children are 11 and 14. They are kind, resilient, and wise beyond their years. They know the truth about their father, and they have made their peace with it. They visit him occasionally, though the visits have become less frequent. He is still in prison, with years left on his sentence. He sends letters, but they don't read them anymore. I'm still in the house on Maple Street. The safe in the closet is gone now. I had it removed. the wall patched and painted. In its place, I hung a photograph of my children, laughing in the sunshine. That is the only thing worth hiding, and it's not hidden at all. Short positive sentence. The safe is empty, but my heart is full. Have you ever discovered a secret that changed everything? How did you find the strength to move forward? Share your story in the comments. Subscribe to Backlash Tales for more stories of survival, justice, and the quiet power of choosing yourself.